So hello, this is my first deck show and tell, show off. So, as you can probably tell, I've got a deck called Damage Then Heal, and this is it here. This is a Gloin deck, which is paired with a Treebeard. They both benefit from taking damage, and then the deck focuses a lot on healing. Those two are making the most of their effects. Now, when you look at a lot of these decks that have been published with Gloin and Treebeard, they're very frequently paired with Elrond. And the trouble with Elrond is the starting threat is 35. It's very high, and you certainly want to be selective about what enemies you engage early on. And if you have a scenario where you have an enemy with a high attack with an engagement less than 35, you're almost guaranteed to lose turn one because you haven't bulked up your heroes. So I think a lower starting deck is really important to get these engines running before you have to start taking a lot of damage. And so if you actually look at RingsDB and you look at decks with Treebeard hero and Gloin hero without Elrond, this is actually, I think, to date the lowest threat deck, and it does that by using hero Pippin, who is a threat cost of 6. Lots of these have Beefer, and you'll see other decks with Theodred for a bit of resource generation, a few with Gimli, who also benefits from taking damage. But this is the lowest threat deck out there for, I think, damage. Now, it's still a Gloin deck. You want to damage him, and the benefit of Pippin is twofold. A, he's lore, so he's within Treebeard and within the healing, but he's also a hobbit with ready access to readying. And the thing about readying with the healing deck is that healing herbs becomes a very useful card, and hero Elrond, although he boosts healing across the board by 1, and when you're healing 1 or 2 off, that's great, but when you're healing 10 or 11 frequently, adding 1 onto that isn't hugely helpful. So healing herbs is an incredibly powerful card in this deck once you have Gloin up with his 2 Citadel plates and with an Ent draft, and you have Treebeard with an Ent draft as well. It's recycled with Erebor Hammersmith, and it's used with Fast Hitch on Pippin, and this provides up to 6 big heals during the game. There's also, on top of this, a few other events. So Lord of the Landers will do a complete heal from a character, and Elrond will do a complete heal on a hero on arrival. So there's a few ways of doing this, up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 full heals, and hopefully a couple of turns in we're already with maybe 10 hit points on Gloin, and towards the end 14, and similarly with Treebeard we've got 5 hit points and maybe 7. So this deck focuses on getting readying on Pippin, engaging an enemy with higher threat but with low attack early on, so you can start damaging Gloin predictably and healing it. Just to run through some of the attachments, Citadel plates always go on Gloin, Cram goes on Treebeard, Ent draft goes initially on either Gloin or Treebeard, and then the other one, and then on Pippin if needed. 3 Fast Stitches all on Pippin. They're not restricted and they're not limited, so they all go onto Pippin. Healing herbs always onto Pippin. Leather boots, first one onto Treebeard, and then any extra ones can go on to our Wellinghall preservers, who benefit from both readying themselves because they have this healing response when they ready, so you want them to exhaust more, and they also have decent willpower as well as attack, so they do benefit from readying. All the songs go on to Gloin to give them access to tactics to play for the Citadel plates, wisdoms to start playing for your Ents once you get your resource going, and hope to give you a bit of questing manipulation with your many resources. If you don't get your Song of Battle, you can use a Good Harvest to help pay for your Citadel plates. If you need Heed the Dream to go and find those cards, that's a perfect card for this deck because it requires a lore resource and then 3 leadership resources, and you will typically have a lore resource and often many leadership resources. Peace and Thought for quick readying. Often I will, once Pippin has a fast hitch on him to exhaust and ready, I'll use Peace and Thought with Pippin and Gloin, and then let Gloin take some undefended damage. Usually it's worth doing that once you've got a bit of extra hit points on Gloin. Elrond comes in and does whatever you need, usually discarding a condition attachment or healing all damage on a hero. Erebor Hammersmith recycles ideally healing herbs, but they can also recycle cram when they're discarded from Treebeard. Gandalf does what you need him to do, usually threat reduction, but also he can do card draw. Master of the Forge gets all these attachments out. Rivendell Minstrel specifically goes looking for songs, so we have 3 Rivendell Minstrels looking for each of these songs. And the 3 Welling Hall Preservers, who will do lots of things. So they will quest well. If they have leather boots on, they will then often attack well, and then during that period they will hopefully ready twice around, and they'll heal 2 damage each. They can actually heal 6 damage off Treebeard a turn, so you want to be maximising Treebeard, using his full questing, healing him with self-preservations, and then healing him fully off with Welling Hall Preservers at the end of the round. So between those 2 you can get big attacks and big questing from him, using Cram to ready him when you need to do both. Okay, sideboard, I have Dark Knowledge. It's very useful to have this on Gloin when he's stopped questing, and when you have lots of other heroes to quest with. But it's in my sideboard because I found actually that I'd nearly always rather have any of these other attachments first, because I'm very rarely taking a defended damage. I'm nearly always taking an undefended damage here, and because Gloin is nearly always exhausted to quest early on, and so I can't do much about it with whatever the shadow effect is, and I hope just to avoid any consequences of shadow cards by having a huge wealth of hit points, and by hopefully having some attachments that are already obsolete. So Song of Battle, once I have my Citadel plates, and I can discard Song of Battle, and so on and so forth. But just by having a lot of resources and cards and some obsolete attachments, I don't mind getting rid of. So that's the deck, and the bit of a deck description here for you, just to look at some of the stats. It's obviously a very heavy lore deck, a couple of leadership cards, and some those 2 Citadel plates, and quite a heavy attachment deck as well. Card cost isn't too bad. It's quite cheap early on to get lots of 1s and 2s out, but there are a few 4s and 5s in the deck. So that's the deck. I'm going to try and give it a go now. So we'll open up Rings DB, and I'm going to load a Khazad-dûm into the Pit Nightmare, and we might try 1 or 2 of these quests. So Nightmare, the main change to this is that Cave Torch has a counter and only can be used 5 times, and once it's used up it disappears from the game. And there are a couple of enemies in the Nightmare deck, this Shadow Dweller, which has a nasty 7 attacks, 7 defense and 8 hit points, but it doesn't make engagement checks while the Cave Torch is in play, and it only has 1 threat. So as long as the Cave Torch is around, it doesn't bother you. But as soon as that's gone, now the Cave Torch is restricted, so this has to go on Pippin, because Treebeard can't have restricted attachments, and we need our 2 restricted attachments for Gloin's Citadel plates. So that's the where that goes. We've got Eastgate and Cave Torch in play. We've got the 2 subsequent First Hall and Bridge of Khazad-dûm locations out of play as well. One thing to note about this deck, and I've through previous playthroughs with this specific scenario, the main issue with this scenario is that we cannot engage enemies, and they do not engage us when the first location, the Eastgate, is in the active location. We're not yet in Moria, so we can't get the enemies, we can't attack them. Now this engine requires Gloin to take some damage early on, so we're going to have to try and get through the Eastgate as quickly as possible, and then we can start trying to develop our board state. And the first location following the East Gate is the first hall, and this has no such attack restriction. So we want to get through this as quick as we can and into Moria. So we're going to flip our first card. So when revealed, into the bit, entering the mines, reveal 1 encounter card per player and out of the staging area. And this is 7 quest points on our first. Great, well that's a good card to get rid of. Sudden Pitfall, when revealed, first player must discard 1 questing character. We do not have a questing character, so that's excellent start. Almost a bit of a cheat. And I should have done my mulligan first, but I'm very happy with this hand, so I'm not gonna mulligan at all. So I'm gonna proceed to our first planning phase. So I mean, it says as ideal a hand as we could get. So I have healing herbs go straight onto Pippin. I don't even really need to think about that. Ent draft goes straight onto Gloin, spending 1 of these resources, and Fast Stitch goes onto Pippin, spending 1 of his resources. I can put Song of Hope onto Gloin if I want, and there's no reason not to. And I have Master of the Forge, which I'll hopefully get into play next turn to try and start getting some of these songs or Citadel plates in. And I've got a good harvest to give me the corresponding tactics resource if required. So I am quite happy to get cracking here. So I am going to quest with everyone. And the great thing about Treebeard is that I can wait until the quest resolution phase to use his action. So I'm currently questing for 6, and there are no enemies in the staging area. So we're going to reveal our first one, which is a Goblin Scout, 3 threat, 1 attack, 2 hit points. And if we have threat of 25 or higher, we can't engage Goblin Scout. So he's just going to sit there for a while, which is quite annoying. Now, he wouldn't be able to engage us anyway, but still, it's the principle of the thing I don't like. So we have we're currently making 3 progress, and I'm actually almost tempted just to go 1, 2, 3, 4, get 7 progress on this and clear Eastgate, because I do want to start engaging enemies as soon as I can. So that's going to go to the victory display, and first ball is going to come in as our first location. I'm going to raise my threat by 3 and travel straight there. Okay, so I've no progress on the active on the quest card yet, but we're now in first hall, and if I want to, I can engage some enemies. So I'm going to ready Pippin here, and I think I'm actually just going to go straight ahead and use my first heal, and by exhausting Pippin and bringing Treebeard's healing back down. So that is my first round completed. So I've got to skip through encounter phase. He's not going to engage with us because he can't. So we get another. And the other thing I'm going to do is, because there is an occasional refresh action in this deck, so I'm just going to add a toggle onto the refresh action in case I have Peace and Thought that I want to play and not skip on. So I've drawn Self-Preservation, which would go on Treebeard if I could pay for it, but at the moment I can't. So I'm going to play Master of the Forge for 2 and see if we can get some attachments onto Gloin. We can't, but we've got a fast hitch, which I'm happy enough with. So I think we're going to do a very similar thing to what we just did, which is quest. So we're going to reveal the Twisting Shadows. X is the number of dark locations in play. So we have currently got that as the only dark location in play. So that gets 1 threat, and it has 1 progress. When revealed, remove all progress from each dark location in play. There are no dark locations. So we're questing for 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 threat in the stage area, so that's 2 progress. So the first hall is explored. Now this sometimes has a bit of difficulty exploring, so I'm just going to move it straight into the victory display. Okay, and so once that's explored, Bridge of Khazad-dûm comes into the staging area. Now, I am a bit reluctant to travel here straight away because it's got a nasty active card effect. I could probably do it in 1. I'm fairly sure I could 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got some leeway with tree bed. Oh, tempted to. I won't be able to play any cards. I don't have any active cards I'm actively going to play. Let's go. Okay, let's go there. It is not a dark location, so it doesn't affect this card at all. Looking at a engagement cost of 37 when we can first engage him. So let's go. Now we haven't actually used Cave Torch once, which is novel. Okay, so we've quested, and we're gonna just fly through the rest of the round. We don't have Peace and Thought, so we're gonna skip over this refresh phase. Rivendell Minstrel. We can't pay for her, but she'll be nice next go. We can't play Fast Hitch because of Khazad Doom not allowing us to play cards. We're starting to creep up with our Gloin resources, so if we happen to draw a Citadel Plate, which we haven't done, we could pay for a Citadel Plate now. I'm still going to take my Song of Battle because I'm unlikely to get 2 Citadel Plates at the same time, so I'll still want to have that. Now I can't play it because of Bridge to Khazad Doom, but let's go questing. So we're going to quest again for 6, and there is currently 4 threat in the staging area. We're going to reveal a card. Each enemy and location in the staging area gets +1 threat until the end of the phase. +3 if it's a dark location. I may exhaust a Cave Torch to cancel this effect. Now unfortunately we're going to have to do some maths now. So this is 3 and that'll be 4. This is 1, it's dark, that'll be 4. So this would be 8 threat here, and I'm currently questing for 6. I'll be able to boost this up by 4, so I'll be able to get to 10 for 8, which isn't quite enough, but I have Song of Hope, so I'll be able to just get over this if I leave it as it is without exhausting the Cave Torch. And just to remind you, the Cave Torch, when I exhaust it, I may or may not get an enemy. So after it exhausts, discard the top card of the encounter deck, and if that card is an enemy, add it to the staging area, and that will trigger even if I exhaust it for this action, or if I exhaust it for its own action. So I am just going to accept that, and I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 threat on this, 1 threat on this, and we're currently down by 2. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, get 4 damage on Treebird, so we're progressing for 2, and I'm going to put 1. I don't know if this actually toggles yet. So let us just remove 1 progress from him to add 1 willpower. So we're currently at 3 progress, so we're going to resolve the quest. Khazad Doom is explored. Now, I still have to put enough progress on entering the mines, so this will explore. Now I need to manually put it into the victory display. So that's explored. Now we've ended quest, our quest resolution. I'm going to now travel to Twisting Shadows, and I'm just going to remove the threat down just so it looks a bit nicer, and I'm going to remove that down for next turn. And I think we're pretty much ready to go. I can ready him for the sake of it, not that it's going to do much, and we'll be able to play our cards in a moment. 33, still well below engagement cost. I don't have a refresh action in play. Now let's go looking for another attachment. We still don't have Citadel Plate, but I will take the Healing Herbs, and I'm going to put that straight onto Pippin. I want to heal Treebird. Now normally it's actually quite unusual for me to keep on focusing on healing Treebird. I think it's because I'm flying through this scenario quite quickly. I have that option there. Now the great thing about doing this using Healing Herbs is I can do it at any point during the turn, and as opposed to Elrond, who comes in and just removes threat removes damage in the planning phase. So I could also use Elrond. I could use Fast Hitch. I could play Fast Hitch. Song of Battle. So many choices. I don't want to play Rivendell Minstrel yet. I don't want to play Wellinghold Preserver for the healing effect on Treebeard. That's not going to be quick enough. I'll probably get away without having to use Elder on this turn. I might just play Self-Preservation, so I have some ongoing healing effect. So that's going to cost 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to play one more Fast Hitch. Oh, I don't think I really need to now. No, I think one is enough. So let's. That's for the moment. I'm not going to play a attachment out. So I think we're good to go. We really need Master the Forge to find our Citadel plates. So we're going to quest. So that's questing for. I'll remove that extra one. Questing for 6 currently, and I'm going to ready then Pippin. And we're going to reveal a card. So we're making 3 Surge. Shuffle all locations in the discard part. Now we don't have any. So that's just Surges. And we get another Goblin Scout. Now, I am tempted just to spend 1 resource. So I could heal Treebeard up by 2. I'm going to do that now anyway. And then actually no, I'm just going to use one of Treebeard. So we're questing for 6 against 6, and this only has a progress of 1 because there's only 1 location. So we'll just do 1 more damage on Treebeard to clear this area, and that goes away. We still can't engage, but that's fine. Slow and steady wins the race. So progress to encounter phase. Not going to engage anyone. Refresh phase, still don't have a refresh action. I sure could do with a Peace and Thought because I have lots of readying. So unfortunately we drew another Rivendell Minstrel. We'll look for again for our Citadel plate. We still don't get it. I'm going to take Ent Draft as an attachment, and I'm going to play that onto Treebeard just to give us a bit more flexibility. I'm just going to heal 2 straight off him, and I'm going to play. I think I'm going to look for another song in a second just to get some use out of these 4 resources while they're sitting there. But I don't think I'm going to do it this turn. So I still have 1 resource left to play. And I'm tempted just to leave it there. I think that's fine. Oh look, let's just play Fast Hitch on to Pippin. Okay, now let's go questing again. So questing for 6 against 6. And we've revealed a Narrowfisher 3-threat doomed one. Each dark location, it is not a dark location, but each other dark location gets +2 quest points. While Cave Torch is ready, progress cannot be placed on Narrowfisher, and I can't use Cave Torch to put progress on Narrowfisher because it's not a dark location. So I'm going to have to travel here and then quest with an exhausted Cave Torch, but that's fine because we've got plenty of uses of this. We've still got 5 resources worth of Cave Torch. So we are 3 under at the moment. Might go 1, 2, 3. That brings us even. And then I think that's all I'm going to do actually. I'm just going to wait until these Goblin Scouts engage me because I'm going to enjoy getting their bonus resources. So that's fine. So questing is even. I'm going to travel here. And then we're going to essentially spend our last turn not being attacked and drawing 1 more card, which is Peace and Thought, which is great. So I'm going to use that in a minute at the end of this turn. So lots of resources. Again, let's go look for Citadel plate. And we still don't have it. We'll get a Song of Wisdom. Now I only have 2 of them in my deck, because I've always found that you're getting a lot of card draw in this game with this deck. It is a lore deck with lots of card draw, lots of going and finding specific cards. I've got 3 Peace and Thoughts. I've got 3 Heed the Dreams, and I've got 3 Masters of the Forge. So between them, I mean, it's working out quite well at the moment because I'm not being too panicked rushing, but it is slightly annoying. So now I'm going to add Song of Wisdom to Gloin using one of his resources, and I'm going to add Song of Battle onto him using one of Pippin's resources. And none of these are restricted, so we're absolutely fine to keep going. I can now pay for the minstrels. The minstrels are quite good for going to get the songs. I now have 3 songs, so these will only do questing. They're a bit expensive just as questing characters, so I'm not going to play them at the moment. I am tempted to play our Welling Hall Preserver, which I think I will do, just because we're going to get some 1, 2, 3. Just because we're going to get some enemies coming down in a minute. I can't remember if I used self-preservation during the last turn. I think I probably did, but I'm just going to heal up now. Now the idea is that we're going to get Gloin to take a hit or 2 and then heal him with this healing herbs. So we won't need Elrond. So let's go. So I'm going to quest, and we're going to use Peace and Thought after we ready during the ready phrase. During the refresh phrase. Okay, so we're questing for 6. There's 6 there, and we need to reveal a card. Okay, I was about to say we do need a dark location because I do need to exhaust Cave Torch. So we're going to exhaust Cave Torch to put 3 progress onto Foul Dwell. I'm quite glad that I played some of these attachments out, because I really hate a surge effect here. So just before I do that, I really hate a surge effect here. So I'm just going to have a look at these. If I just 2 out of 5, I don't care about discarding these. I really don't care about discarding a Good Harvest now because I have all my songs out. Elrond would be nice, but it's not a major problem if he goes away because I have some healing ready. And Peace and Thought would be a bit of a disaster, but that's fine. So I am going to choose a random one of these. That's absolutely fine. So each player's discard, so it doesn't gain surge. I'm going to exhaust Cave Torch to put 3 progress on, and that's going to reveal the top of the card. And if it's an enemy, it engages with me, but it's not. So I am going to now. I'm 3 down, and I just want to clear this because it's a bit conditional. So let's see if we can do that. So we can go up by 4 here, which will get us there. And then we could potentially use Elrond and to heal him. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're now progressing for 1 to clear this location. At the moment, each dark location in play gets +2 quest points. So this has +2 quest points, but we're going to clear this now. And it's going to go back down. So resolve the quest, clear this, and then we lose our 2 extra progress required to clear Foul Dwell. Okay, so are we going to travel? I think so. Let's just travel. Now we're going to get some enemies down in the engagement phase finally. So in the encounter phase. So 1, 2 enemies. Now Pippin doesn't trigger. Remember, after engaging an enemy with an engagement cost higher than your threat, draw a card. So he does provide lots of card draw. It's just that we couldn't optionally engage these. So let's just get some damage onto Gloin finally, and we're going to ready Pippin just in case we need a quick healing herbs. So first one, undefended 1, raise my threat by 2, 1, 2. He just takes 1 damage and a resource, and then again 1, nothing. So there. All right. So not particularly dramatic, but not particularly dramatic, but a nice bit of resourcing there. I'm actually going to attack him with 1, and I'm going to ready, and I'm going to attack him for 1, just for the sake of it. I'm going to ready. So we're now in the refresh phase. I should have put a resource on here for the, I think it's a damage token, isn't it? It is a damage token, but for the time I did use Cave Torch, I've only used it once so far. So I've got to the end of there's an error, that's usually, it goes away. I'm in the refresh phase now. I'm going to play Peace and Thought. So I'm going to spend one resource, and I'm going to exhaust Pippin, and I'm going to exhaust Gloin, and I'm going to draw 5 cards. Which I've just exhausted. That doesn't really work well, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next planning phase. So we've got Cram, and well, do you know what? We really should just do this first. So Leather Boots, Cram, and those are our 2 options. I've got a Cram. I've already got. I don't have Leather Boots. Cram is 0 cost. Let's take Leather Boots. Okay, so Cram, well, let's do our important things. Citadel Plate first, so that's going to be 4 resources here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's bumped him up to 10 hit points. I'd say just in time. And before keep order, before I lose the order of these, because I'm probably going to use the Crams in a minute, I'm going to play Erebor Hammersmith with these 2 resources to return. Oh, that seems to have attached. What happened there? Something went somewhere. To return Healing Herbs to my hand. I don't know what happened there. I think that just moved across. I think that's fine. So then Healing Herbs is going to go back onto Pippin. This is Cram is going to go onto Treebeard. We still have 1 resource. I like Leather Boots, and he should have healed when he. This is the other thing I tend to do with this deck, is I tend to prevent the refresh here, so I don't forget to take the 2 damage off an end character with Welling Hold Preserver. It's so easy to forget. I have 1 resource left. I have 1 Heed the Dream. I don't really want to use it because I wouldn't be able to pay for anything that I got. But I could use Leather Boots on Welling Hold Preserver and see if we can get some questing and some combat if needed. Again, I only really use attack here because I like taking undefended attacks on Gloin. So why don't we put Leather Boots on to our end? That's 1 resource there. Okay, he's not questing because he was exhausted in the refresh phase. He is going to quest. He is going to ready, and then he's going to quest. He's going to quest, and Erebor Hammersmith can do whatever he wants now, but I think that's going to involve questing. So we've got 8 willpower, and there's no threat in the staging area, so hopefully we'll pretty much clear this. So Lightless Passage, 4 threat, 4 quest points. I have to exhaust a Cave Torch to travel there. Fine. So I'm making 4 progress. That's 2 progress here and 2 progress on entering the mines. I'm going to do that first. I'm then going to exhaust a Cave Torch as a travel action, which reveals the top card of the deck, and if it's or discards the top card of the deck, and if it's enemy, engage it. That adds on a 2nd damage here and travels here. So I got away with that twice to without 2 enemies now, so that's great. So that's the quest, and then the travel phase. Combat. So I now have 10 hit points because I have 2 from End Draft, 4 from Citadel Plate, and 4 natively. So I've got 8 to play with. So I think we can take some more damage. Attacking for 1. Cancel all damage dealt to this enemy. So 1, and a resource, and then similarly 1. Defending player raises attack by 2. 1. There we go. Now a location, I should have said a location was revealed, so that readies Welling Hold Preserver, which removes a damage off Treebeard. I want Welling Hold Preserver to exhaust, ideally. So I'm going to use him to. Now this guy won't take damage. This chap will, so he's going to go. I'm going to get lots more enemies, and I've got my resources engine is pretty good at the moment. I'm fairly set up, so I don't mind killing a one-hit enemy just because it makes it easier to plan. I've no more peace and thought in hand. I draw a second self-preservation. I've got Gandalf for my threat, which I'm tempted to do now, and we could just get through questing. I'm going to ready him and remove one more one more damage off Treebeard. While we're thinking, I'm just going to draw Master of the Forge to draw another Healing Herbs, and then pop that onto Pippin. We don't need to remove damage until we get much higher. And if I don't... I can't imagine that I'm going to get into a problem with questing this turn, with threat this turn. But I might, if I can afford it now, I might as well pay it now. The other thing I'll do is put a self-preservation on and quest a lot with it. Decisions are difficult. Let's go. Essentially, I'm going to want to, I'm only going to want to quest with him, and we're going to let's do that now. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reduce my threat by 5. Okay, so I'm going to quest. So we're questing for 14, and there's 4 here, so we should be well over. So that's 9. That gives us a buffer of 5. I think that's probably too much. Let's just keep one guy behind, just in case we need to chump anything. I don't think there's really anything to chump, but just in cases. So we're going to reveal a branching paths. While it's in the staging area, each dark location gets +1 threat. Okay, so we're going to make 12 progress. Now, I'm also going to clear this in a minute with Cave Torch, but I'm going to do it after the quest phase. Yeah, I think so. Now, before I forget, I've revealed a location. I'm going to ready Welling Hall Preserver, and I'm going to remove damage off Treebeard. And I've got 12 progress, so we're going to advance. So let's resolve questing. That comes off. Oh, I could just travel there. Let's just travel. There's no reason not to. Oh, actually, before I travel, I need to resolve this. So we will immediately resolve this. So when revealed, we must search for 2 orc enemies. One must be patrol sentry, and one must be patrol leader. So finally, get some enemies out. Patrol sentry and patrol leader. Shuffle. Okay, so add them to the staging area. So flip, and then X is 1 plus number of players card in the game, which is 2. So after an enemy is defeated, place 1 progress in the stage. So we essentially just have to kill 2 enemies, and it can be any enemy at all, even though it says goblin. Oh, and they are all goblins, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to travel, and then threat 20, threat 30. I say threat. Engagement cost 20, engagement cost 30. So they are, we've travelled, they're going to encounter us, engage us both. So I could get an extra attack out of him by using the Cave Torch, which is interesting. So we're going to engage both of these. Unfortunately, Pippin doesn't trigger either of them. I'm going to ready him, as I probably should have done earlier, and take some undefended attacks. Now, just requires a little bit of maths here. We've got 4 out of 10, so we can take 6 damage. So before we do that, let's just have a look here. So 4 damage. Let's take the 4 first. 4 is just going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm now going to take this chap's damage because I can afford 1, and I want to maximise. And if it ends up being more than 1, I can get onto Treebeard. So 1, add patrol sentry to the staging area. Oh, where'd he go? He went there. Okay, so I get one more damage and then one more resource. I'm then, before this guy attacks, going to discard healing herbs and exhaust my hobbit to heal. Oh, I keep on doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've healed 9 damage off him. So I'm now going to take another 4 damage. I take a 4 attack, undefended. Attacking enemy gets +3 if it's dark, which it is. So he takes 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so all the attacks are done. What I'm thinking is if I wanted to ready up and heal again and take another attack to get some more resources, I can definitely do that. So I might just do that again. So let's fast hitch Pippin. Let's detach healing herbs and exhaust him. And let's take another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 off. And then I'm going to exhaust Cave Torch to place 3 progress on this location. It doesn't have to be in the staging area, it can be anywhere. So this is now explored. Now, there's a couple of things I have to do. I have to reveal the top card, which is an enemy, so it stays in as per the text. So it's added to the staging area. I have to add this there. Now I have done my Cave Torch requirements. I now have to do Branching Path requirements, which is a look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. And I think I'm okay for enemies. I think I'd probably want a fairly benign location, this one will be fine. So shuffle it, reveal and add it, so it gets a doomed one, and each dark location in play gets, so that is not particularly relevant. So we've just finished our combat, and now, well, technically this should have happened first, but he's going to attack with another shadow card because it was forced, and that should happen before the thingy. But this is fine. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lots of resources now. Okay, so that's the engagement phase. So the combat phase, the attacking part, or the defending. Defending from my perspective. So little too many enemies here for my liking, because especially as these 2 are going to engage us now. He may or may not take some damage because of his effect. Patrol leader can take damage, so I am going to use Erebor Hammersmith just to get rid of the Goblin Scout, just for ease. I'm going to now they're both, he is at 8 hit point enemy, we're currently attacking for 3, and we can go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not a problem. So we could kill both of them because we're going to have these 2 engaging us. Let's do that. So we're going to ready, we're going to use Cram to ready Treebeard. I'm going to add on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attack. So he's attacking for 8. He's going to attack this chap for 8. There's nothing I need to do there. That's fine. I forgot that I only had 1 Cram on him. And he was questing, so he doesn't ready up again. But I think that should be fine. All right. He is not going to do anything. He was going to he should have joined my attack with the other enemy, which even though it was surplus, just so that when I ready up now, which I'm going to do, he removes a damage off Treebeard. Okay. So I can't remember if I did add a token onto there for the Cave Torch. So I've no peace and thought, so we can skip over the refresh phase. Bye bye Gandalf, and look at this. We've got another Citadel plate, which is excellent. So we are going to and essentially now I've got unlimited resource. I've got so many resources, so I'm going to add Citadel plate here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to add self-preservation onto 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to play Elrond and Master of the Forge to get an attachment, which I don't have any left. You tend to run out of attachments here. I am probably just going to... We're going to get a bit of damage here. I'm going to play Heed the Dream, and I think I'm probably going to be looking for Ents here because I have enough resources to pay for them. I'm not in a major panic about getting things in, and I've just realised that I should have put 2 progress on here because I killed... yes, I did. I killed a puny little enemy and then a proper one. So let's flip this over, and I do not collect resources during the resource phase, so fine. So I shouldn't have got resource there or there. I'll have to survive with my 9 resources on Gloin, and I only have to get 12 resources. Anyway, I'm going to play my Heed the Dream for 1, and I'm going to look at the top 5 cards of the deck, and I'm going to take... am I allowed to look at the top of my discard while I'm doing this? I have a cram. I could do that. Oh no, I lost it. Hang on, it should be the same. Yes. A cram would be useful just to kill off these 2 if I needed to. So I think that's probably going to be more useful. Yeah, okay, let's do that then. And shuffle. Am I going to pay for 3 extra resources? Do I want to get anything else particular? Not really. Let's pay 2 here, and let's aim to get through this quest phase all in one go. 1, 2, 3, and then that's going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't need to use my self-preservations yet. I can use them after, in the combat phase if I need to, and sure I can. If we go YOLOing, because I'm going to be able to quest for quite a large amount here. I'm going to go here. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go quest. I'm not even going to keep him for attack. I'm just going to go questing with him. And quest. We're questing for 16, and I've got some flexibility there. I should probably out of habit ready him, and let us go. So there is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threat in the staging area. Readied revealed a burning glow. Each enemy gets +1 or +3 if it's a dark location. This is not a dark location, so that's absolutely fine. So they each get +1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and that is 16 against 8 threats. That's 8 progress. So all I need is 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and also I have Song I Hope here 1, which doesn't trigger. Seem to be. Oh well, actually I did spend all my resources. That's probably why. So it's a good shout that I just got there. So anyway, 12 progress, 8 threat. So or sorry, 20 willpower, 12 progress. 20 willpower, 8 threat, 12 progress. Done. Okay, so that is my heal and damage deck, or damage then heal deck. It's slightly that played slightly unusually because normally the Gloin is triggered much earlier, and I think just in this game the enemies I revealed early hung around in the staging area. Let alone the first active location doesn't let you attack them or engage them at all. But there's quite a lot of synergy here with the Ents readying until you get a couple of self-preservations, and you just essentially need to hang in there until you can get your couple of Citadel plates on and your End Draft. End Draft is great getting a couple of extra hit points early on, because having a pool of 4 hit points is probably not enough. You really need to you may well be taking 4 or 5 damage first round or 2, which is great to get your resource engine running, but you do need that little bit of wiggle room. So that's great. That's my deck. Thanks so much for watching.